We don't break the fourth wall, right? You guys don't.
No.
Camera.
No, we do. Yeah. Matt, talk in your mic again.
Hello.
Get closer.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, so it was just your level.
Look at this.
All
Look
right.
at this. That.
How's everyone doing?
That right there. You see
getting
that
me,
right
Joe?
there?
Yeah, we got you.
I
That
sound
right
alright?
there.
Yeah.
We're recording?
Yeah.
When should we go for real? Or should we keep this all in?
We go for real.
Podcast! Guys, we're so excited today. We have a very, very special guest. Our third guest ever. And you know what they say, third time's the charm.
Oh,
This is episode 10. We've been doing this for 10 weeks.
wow.
13 if you count
Wow.
the deep cuts that aren't in the public eye yet.
They will be one day.
But guys, today we have the one, the only, Franklin Miller. Franklin Miller is a fellow comic living out in New York City. We met him early on in the stand-up game. I think we met him the first night we did
Yeah.
stand-up.
Literally
at
met
the
you
comedy
after your
shop.
first mic.
Our first mic.
I felt bad actually because I was like, it was right after Dean David just fucking ripped into me about the whole Jersey thing and like the jewelry thing was really going after us, and it was our first time. I'm like, all right, I get it. It's a healthy ribbing. And then you said something to us, and I was like, oh, he's going to do a Jersey thing too. And you're like, are you guys gamblers by any chance? And I'm just like, no, we're jewelry store owners. You remember that?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Because I thought you were going to like come at me
No.
for some shit, but you were just doing your gambling bit. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Now that I know Franklin, I'm like, Franklin's just like the nicest person in the world. Like, he would never just randomly assault us.
I was
for being
here's how dumb I was. I was like, you only get 5 minutes on these mics, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, let me spend 5 minutes getting to know random people in the audience. You know what I mean? I was like, so what do you guys do? And then he was really funny. He was like, oh, I'm a jewelry salesman, and I was like, oh, that's good. Like I didn't want to rib him. I was like, that's good. You know. And then the next week, I do remember somebody was ripping on you because they just like thought you were just a regular audience member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there, but Maddie was there, and I was like, do you know how terrifying it is to like do stand up in front of your bookie and his associates? And then like everybody was like, oh, you know what I'm talking about.
That's funny. That was a good joke. That was a really good joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we met Franklin our first night doing stand-up, and as we said on this podcast before, we were just shocked about how nice and cool everyone was in the stand-up community that we met. And Franklin in particular was one of the first guys we met. He talked to us after the show. I remember vividly me and you having a conversation outside with like Karthik and those guys, and you were telling me about your whole life and everything. And I'm like, this guy's really fucking nice. Like, well, this is so strange to me. And then, you know, we just kept going to the shop, seeing you, and we've developed this friendship. And I feel like, you know, it's been, 2 months, but I can consider you one of my close friends
Yeah.
now. Like,
Oh, thanks.
The trio, man.
Yeah,
trio, yeah,
let's do
yeah.
a three. Let's do a three-person hug. You're not hugging me. Do it.
podcast.
We're
Pod-
lawyers.
We're
We're
lawyers.
But it's been great. So, you know, we want to dive in with you on the pod. We want
Yeah,
to hear
man.
about your comedy life, your
Yeah.
beginnings. So, Franklin, tell us about how you got into comedy in your early years. What's the West Virginia life like?
Yeah.
Tell us your origin story.
Like I wrote down, the son of a preacher, man.
Son of
So-
Richard Man? Yeah, dude. So my dad's a pastor, and you know, it's great because like I got to see my dad do an hour of new material every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I got to see him like perform in front of all these different crowds, and like he would just explain to me like sometimes stuff's not working, and I have to transition my message into like talking about this instead of this, or like maybe stop doing so many jokes because he is like a funny guy. You know what I mean? And like so there's that, and then he introduced me to. I would stay up past my bedtime and watch SNL and watch Tonight Show, Conan and Leno, all those guys. And then, dude, he introduced me at like 8 years old. I was way too young. He's like, hey, let's watch Blues Brothers. And so like that for me was like a big comedy moment for me. As far as like stand up goes, like, dude, I'll never forget. I was like I lived in like a tiny house in West Virginia. And, like, I had, like, rabbit ear television with a tinfoil on it and stuff like that. And I remember I was in middle school. I was, like, 13. And I got cable in my bedroom. And I got Comedy Central. Like, on there. And I was like, what's this? Click it.
Comedy Central was huge when we were growing up.
Yeah.
That is definitely. I feel like we all, like, that was a big thing for
Yeah.
all of us.
It had the great stuff. At
Yeah.
that
Mind
time.
MNC, I would watch for some reason. Chappelle's show.
Yeah, Chappelle Show. I would
So
literally.
many random things.
And so, like, they would show a lot of stand-up back then, at least. And so I'm just watching, like, Cat Williams, Patrice O'Neal, Chappelle, early Kevin Hart, all these great comics and stuff like that. Too many to name. And, like, it just became fascinated with the fact that they could say something that would, like, get this sort of reaction from random people in the audience. And what I would do as a kid was I would write down the jokes that I liked. I'd write them down verbatim. take out the curse words in them and then read them to my parents as if they were my jokes. And like they bomb. Like my mom doesn't laugh at anything, so I'm bombing in front of my mom, and I'm like, "What do you mean, like, dude? Like, Cat Williams can't get a laugh out of my mom. You know what I mean? It's crazy." And then like when I got to high school and stuff like that, still the funny guy. And then got into like I've always been a Seinfeld guy because I watched the show. But then when I got into college, I got into more Bill Burr stuff because I was like a depressed guy, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's ranting at the world. Let me watch that." And I think I did my first open mic in West Virginia when I was 20 years old. Cool. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And I was a clean comic from the jump. I'll always be a clean comic. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole story as far as like my introduction to like wanting to be a comedian. I was like 13 years old, and I said okay. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
So I'm interested to hear too, because you're a fairly new person to New York City, and I want to hear about that. But I think before we get into that, let's back around. Because you also went to college. Did you go to college for like sports?
No,
what was your degree title? Was it communications?
Yeah, so I went to college. I went to West Virginia University, like undecided out the gate, which is like classic. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go there and just party my face off, like all your friends from Jersey did, or something like that.
Exactly.
And I had a lot of fun. It was a good time. A lot of my close friends went there, and like I studied. It was around like late sophomore year, I switched to like this PR, entertainment media. Like I just wanted to be in the College of Media, and they had this program called Multidisciplinary Studies, which is where like you're too dumb to do one major, so you do 3 minors instead. And that's what I did, was 3 minors of communications, PR, entertainment media. And I just wanted to be like in something that creative, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. But you're a big sports guy, right?
Yeah, dude.
Didn't you do something for like mountaineer sports?
I had like a little sports blog in college. It was called The Break Room. Okay. I hope none of that stuff is still available online, but it might be. I don't think I scrubbed all of it. And like honestly, I think I just got too into Barstool Sports when I was in college, and I was like, okay, I'm starting a blog, and I'm going to employ my friends to write articles for me, weekly articles. And it's like, I was way too hard on them, because if they missed a deadline, I'd be like, you guys need to get the content out. It's not that hard. Look at me. I'm doing it. And it's like, we're getting no page views. And I'm like, I write one article that like gets kind of popping, a couple thousand views. I was like, see guys, it's not that hard when you put the work in and just do it. Like,
that's fucking
funny. I was definitely like a jerk about that. And then that's sort of like I was always like a sports fan and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Always gambled. And just writing about sports, and I eventually turned that into like being a professional baseball scout.
So tell us about that, because that's part of your comedy that we loved right from the get-go. But so yeah, give us your origin story in the sports world and how your gambling affected that.
Yeah, I was always a sports guy. My mom played college basketball. It was so funny.
I didn't know that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, like a lot of kids growing up, like they're like, my dad and my older brother would not let me win, bro. My mom would like hook shot, like can't defend it.
You on
I could not. I couldn't block it. It's unblockable. It's like
tall?
Oh yeah, it's like, you know how like Dirk would do like those turnarounds in like 2007 and put the knee up. It was like that. Can't block it. You can't block that. And so I got used to that, and then she would coach like my baseball teams and stuff like that. She's super cool, man.
Wow.
And that's my thing. Me and my dad are like the comedy fans. Like my mom doesn't really laugh at a lot of stuff, but my mom and I are the sports people. So that's like my two worlds like colliding right there.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And as far as me being a baseball scout, I've always been a baseball fan. I played for a long time. And then like it's like late college, and I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to work in sports. I worked for a Pittsburgh radio station one summer during college, and my favorite aspect of that job was like going to Pittsburgh Pirates games and being like man on the street interviews and doing like what do you call it, activation or whatever it's called, like you know how you have promos or something like that,
right?
And I was like, okay, having the ballpark be my office would be great. And I know I have good baseball knowledge, you know. And so there's this company called Sports Info Solutions. It's still around. It's very prominent, very successful in the world of sports. A lot of like big level like baseball front office people started out there and everything. And so I applied to there on a whim. They got back to me. They sent me like all this stuff. They're like, all right, break down this, break down these 100 plays, break down these 100 pitches, explain to us your philosophy. And I cheated and lied my whole way through the interview process. I definitely... And, like, honestly, I don't think it's cheating, but, like, so they sent me 100 pitches, And what I would do, like, I had the test up. I had to be on a closed browser, like it was college or something like that. And on my laptop next to me, I would, like, look up the pitcher and be like, okay, what's his repertoire? Oh, he obviously throws a slider. That's obviously a slider. And then I would just do that. And, like, so I probably got 100%. And they're like, this kid's a genius. And then, like, this guy's going to be like Theo Epstein running a baseball team in, like, 10 years. And then I do the scouting stuff. And I get there, and I'm living with, like, these guys, and they're just all, like, baseball savvy, and, you know, it's
This
that.
is where, Pennsylvania?
This is in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
I
Yes,
didn't know you were, like, living with other scouts
Yeah,
and shit?
and then my one roommate was a catcher for the Phillies AAA team.
I didn't know.
You watched Moneyball one too many times.
Bro, honestly, that's what it was. I just, like, watched Moneyball, and I was like, so they talk about
fucking Jonah Hill.
That's what I did. I sat in a dark room and, like, pointed and clicked on, like, things all day. And so they talk about the godfather of, like, sports analytics is, like, Bill James. And so Bill James, like, I worked for his company. Is like, I'm almost positive it's his company. I think it's his company. But I never saw him, though. And so I did that. And then it's like, we're having this introductory thing in the office. And everybody's going around. And they're like, what do you want to do? And all these guys are like, I want to be a GM of a ball club. I want to run a ball club. President of baseball ops. And they get to me. I'm like, yeah, I want to be a comic. I'm just here working. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think maybe if I want to do baseball stuff, maybe I like it. Dude, I'm got to level with you guys. Because I know they talked bad about me last season. Because a couple of my friends still work there, and they're like, oh, yeah, dude, they were ragging on you. So, like, I was not good, okay? I tried hard for the first, I don't know, until we got to that All-Star break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that July 4th week, you're off. I was dating somebody at the time. That was the only thing I cared about. And it was, like, I couldn't do stand-up, so I was just doing my podcast and everything. And, like, we got to, like, the midway point of the season. I'm like, man, I don't even want to do this no more, man. So it's like, I'm like halfway scouting this stuff. Like, if you look at the defensive stats from 2019, because that's what I did, was mostly defense, there's probably some really skewed numbers. You're like, what do you mean, like, this guy's like a gold glover, he sucks? It's probably because I had him, and I was like, yeah, he's good. Whatever, just like, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting drinks with a girl after this. Like, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so mostly you were doing the Pirates.
No.
Okay.
That's when I was with Radio Think. So the Sports Info Solutions, they had like 25 of the 30 big league teams or whatever.
Okay.
And so I did a lot of that. Yeah. So, and then they had a lot of college teams too. So I did a lot of college.
Now, were you allowed to gamble at that time, or technically no?
I don't know the technicality of it. I gambled. I know that much. I gambled a lot. And that's how I started the podcast.
Really?
So I was in Pennsylvania. I didn't have time to do stand up. I was like, oh, I'm not that far from Philly. I can go to Philly and do stand up and it'll be great. And I took that trip maybe 4 times total because it is long. And so what I did was like, this was like March.
Yeah, Allentown's so much more north.
It's
right?
it's like west.
Or west.
West, yeah.
It's got to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's and let alone like dealing with city stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I get like, it's late March, and I get on such a heater with like the March Madness basketball tournament, just betting unders because everybody and their brother is betting overs on the March Madness tournament. So the number just keeps going up and up and up. And like right before tip off, I'm like, get the under, and they were nailing. And then I got this bankroll, and then on my birthday, April 7th, 2019, I put like $500 some on like all these games, like that day baseball games, because I was like, I know baseball. I've been working here a month and a half. I know baseball, and I nailed it. Like wow. I probably went like 8-2 or something like that, like something ridiculous. And I was like, well, now I saved a couple hundred. I kept a couple hundred in the offshore account. And then that sounds bad, but I did. I did do that. And then the other couple hundred, I like bought all this podcast equipment and started my show.
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so so then if you fast forward and you're moving to New York, I mean, the podcast played such a big role for you as far as the intro to the comedy community. Yeah, and so I had it all played out, and it sounds conceited to say, but like every time I tell this story to people, they're like, oh, you knew what you were doing. You were smart. So I had this plan all along. So I couldn't do stand-up, and I was like, how do I get reps in? How do I get stage time? So I did a podcast. And the first year of the podcast, I just did solo episodes. 30 minutes, because I was like, an hour is too much for like one voice.
Yeah,
especially,
for sure.
Unless you're like Tim Dillon, who's like awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like 30 minutes, just me. And it was more so like practice. And like, yeah, I got some like followers and got some listens and stuff like that. But like, you know, it was more so practice for me. And then after I did 1 year of shows, or 1 year of episodes, I was like, okay, now it's time to start bringing guests on. And then I had a couple guests that like weren't comics. And I was like, okay, I solely want to talk to comics. And I solely want to talk to New York comics because I want to move to New York and because I want to build this friendship group. And so like for a year and a half, like during the pandemic and everything, I just brought on a different New York comic and talked to them for an hour. And then then they would throw me a favor, like, hey, do my online show, do this and that. And then when I moved up here, it's like I knew all these people, and then like my tree was this, and now because I knew so-and-so and so-and-so, instead of coming to New York and having to make my own way and like getting connections here and there and getting stage time here and there, it's like I already came here with stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A whole network.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just like played it out like that. Not like in sort of like a, oh, I'm taking advantage of these people by getting to know them. But it's like, no, like I want them to be my friends and my work colleagues in comedy. Like, let's build some sort of friendship.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
You said something like a couple weeks ago, like I was running it late from work and I fucking was trying to make a mic and I missed the mic. But then I was like, you know what? Like Joey's like, well, I'm at the bar around the corner getting drinks with Franklin and Patty. And yeah, I was like, you know, like I'll fucking at least come hang out with you guys. And you were like, yeah, dude, this is half of like the fucking part of it, and the fun of it is like it's like being a part of the fraternity. Like you're meeting all these cool ass people, and you guys are going to war together every night on the fucking stage, and it's just like it's dope. You're an army. You're a band. You're getting your
band
comrades.
Of brothers.
Big brothers.
Band of brothers right here.
Oh, I remember one time me and Franco were on stage, right? And these two hookers came up out of nowhere with machetes, and they tried to cut my dick off. And Franklin grabbed the fucking machetes, snapped these whores' necks, and saved my cock.
Yeah.
You remember that?
It was a great save.
That time? You remember that time?
Yeah, I remember that time.
That happened all the time.
Yeah, that happened last week. It was good.
He was whoppified that day.
Yeah.
Support for the Good Crack podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code GOODCRACK at manscaped.com at checkout.
Listen, guys, winter is coming, and we all know what that means. It's time to let yourself go a bit. You know, have another drink, have another piece of pie at the holidays. You know,
smoke
more drugs.
Smoke more drugs.
Gain more weight. Let yourself go.
Let yourself go, guys. Yeah. It's 2021. It's cool to let yourself go.
Right.
I think.
We had quarantine. Let yourself go. But if there's one thing I'm not going to let go, Matt.
What is it?
It's my pubes.
It's his pubis.
It's my body hair.
I'll tell you what, guys. The winter, there's this weird misconception that you want to be hairy in the winter. No. First off, that's false. I'm a doctor and a scientist, and you could look that up, and it's true. You want to be shaven clean in the winter because then your body is able to insulate better when you have clean dick and balls.
Exactly.
Everyone knows
Manscaped, they engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer, the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. And they did this by, they were focusing on intelligent functionality. They were focusing on an incredibly, just great grooming experience as a whole. And
I'll tell you what, Joe, I used it this week. I'm a balls.
Yeah.
Not a single nick.
No,
me
neither.
It was almost the weird thing about using it on your dick and balls is that you're expecting to cut yourself.
It's scared. I went into it and I'm like, I'm scared.
Yeah. I was like, I'll tell you what, I'm a little nervous. But guess what? I was fucking bald as a baby down there. Right now.
Yeah, it just goes. In the 4th generation trimmer, it features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, and this reduces grooming accidents. And thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, I feel really confident shaving my sack.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
And listen, guys, it's time for you to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped. Make me time the best time with this, and it's going to help. And you enhance your confidence with some nice smooth balls.
Guys, get 20% off and free shipping with the code GOODCRACK at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with the free shipping at manscaped.com with code GOODCRACK. You unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you, folks. I'll tell you what, Joe. If we can go a little bit longer with this
let's do it.
I'll tell you what.
Let's do it, dude.
Funny that you mentioned.
We run this.
Yeah, I am the king. It's funny that you mentioned wintertime, right?
Yeah.
Because last winter, I was having some trouble with the wife. You know how these things happen, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And what it was is we were going to stay at her sister's house, Belinda, out in the Cascades over there.
Yeah. Catskills.
Catskills, yeah. Sorry, what did I say?
Cascade, which is a great house artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cascada.
Yeah.
So I'm out there at Belinda's house, and her husband Jeffrey's a real fucking prick. But the guy hangs dong apparently because they like to do this thing every year when we're visiting them around Christmas time, where they make love, Belinda and Jeff.
And do you get to watch?
No, I would like to, but we stay in a room adjacent to them. It's a ski lodge, but they make love very loud.
Cool.
And it seems like Belinda is really getting pleasured. But this time last year, it was winter. You know, I was under the misconception that you wanted to be hairy. You wanted to be covered up down there.
You didn't shave, I bet.
I didn't shave.
Yeah.
And, you know, my wife, Doris, God bless her soul, she wanted to make love as well to compete with the noise levels. These sisters have a very friendly form of competition. But she said, honey, it looks like Thanksgiving roast beef down there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's hair everywhere.
Right.
You know how that happens?
No, because my roast beef is always hairy.
It's always covered in pubes.
Yeah.
So she's like, what are we going to do about this? So what did I do? I walked out into the cold of night. I went to a pharmacy in the local neighborhood. I had to buy a fucking Bic razor. Long story short, dude. I'm trying to shave fast so we could catch up until this fuck fest because, you know, who knows how long much Belinda and Jeff are going to last.
Right.
I nick my balls.
You're just nicking.
There's blood everywhere. And, folks, I am uncircumcised. Little known fact. So it's even harder for me to shave with a...
Right.
All I could say is if I had this winter, Jeff and Belinda better be ready because not only am I coming to that house for a great Christmas, I'm coming.
Coming hard.
I'm coming
and
hard.
You're going to look good and you're going to feel good because of the Manscaped.
And you know what? My wife, not only will my balls thank me, my wife will thank me.
Well, dude, it's funny because I'm gonna drag this out a little bit longer. Listen, Manscaped, it's fine, but
we're giving them that.
Dude, you ever hear of the saying? And like it was always big when I played like sports growing up. Look good, feel good, play good.
Yeah.
Folks, it's that fucking easy. You shave your pubes, you shave your body hair. You're going to look good. And if you're walking around looking good, it's going to make you feel good and you're going to feel great when you're walking into the bedroom with your, you know, significant other. And if you look good and you feel good, well then you're going to play good.
Yeah.
And no matter whether it's, you know, sexual intercourse, performing well at your job, just achieving that confidence with your body in the mirror when there's no clothes on, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to get you there.
Dude, listen, you know what, how I say it, and I couldn't agree with you more. We had our buddy Franklin on today, right?
Yeah.
And Franklin, we've been going through such a hard time because Franklin and I had a friend from high school that recently passed away. It's such a sad story. His name was Brian.
Oh, yeah.
They found him in the woods in Florida, and it's just such a shame.
What did he do, like, for a living and all that?
Well, I can't get into it right now, but I will say this: when they found his you know corpus,
yeah,
what is it?
His Corpus Christi?
No, carcass. His
Yeah,
carcass.
his
When they
carcass.
found his remains, he wasn't shaved, and I have to go. I have to
So
live.
it's going to be a closed casket.
Yeah, and I have to live the rest of my life knowing that my friend died with a hairy sack.
Folks, don't be like Brian Laundrie.
Well, I didn't say that.
Don't be like Brian. Shave your sack. Save yourself. Save society.
That's code good crack.
You're going to use code good crack
for
at
20% off for free shipping and 20% off at checkout.
And listen, tell the Manscaped people the Crack Boy sent you.
Tell them that the Crack Boy sent you. That's
Let
good
'em know.
crack, no spaces, good crack.
GOODCRACK. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah.
Franklin, Franklin's not Italian. Are you what is your
Native
lineage?
American and white. I'm white.
White and Native American.
Like
But
Elizabeth
no Italian
Warren.
blood, right?
Huh?
Like Elizabeth Warren.
Oh my god, dude.
You're
that's,
cousins with her.
That's so funny, bro.
It says here in my notes, you are Elizabeth Warren's cousin.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, dude. She was like, wasn't she like Harvard's first woman of color, like professor or something like that? Google that. It was something crazy, and I'm like, Elizabeth Warren, really? You know?
White.
She white.
But yeah, I mean, we've had a great go of it so far. You've obviously. When did you officially get to New York? Did you come in July or?
I think late July.
Late July.
Yeah, and so like in late March, April, I came up here and visited my good pal Joey Rinaldi, and just
he's
like
another comic.
Yeah,
well, right?
and you guys got to meet him. He's one of my closest friends, and he introduced me to so many people. But like I did like a week's worth of like mics and stuff like that up here, and then he called me and. Like a month later or something like that, I shot like a TV pilot up here.
I forgot. Yeah, this is the first thing you told me.
It was a sports gambling TV pilot, and it like I haven't even seen clips of it.
And this was gonna be like a reality show, right?
It was real. Like I was gambling real money.
And there was like cameramen that are like, and you're just like.
It was in a green room studio in Jersey City, and like it was me and another person.
Did they financed your money?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
And well, it. I don't know how cool it is. I haven't seen these people's books. I don't know how cool this money was. But so basically, like me and Joey were like gambling against each other to see who could do. Obviously, I won. You know what I mean? Like obviously,
he's going up against top dog.
Obviously, the gambler who like knows how to read numbers won. And so yeah, like it didn't even make it to air. I was very upset. I'm very upset. The host, her name was. I'm name dropping. I don't care. I mean this sincerely, but I'm going to name drop. Ali Melendez is her name, and she's a sweetheart. I want to get this out there. She's very kind. She does in-game hosting for like New York Red Bulls, New York Mets, Brooklyn Nets, and all that stuff. She followed everyone back on set on Instagram, but me. So last week, I was like, she posted a picture. I was like, why am I following this person? I just unfollowed her last week on Instagram.
Good. Cut the ties.
I thought Listen,
dude, yeah. Fordham Peace called Warren Harvard Law's first woman of color.
That's right.
Deep cut.
See, that's the thing. That's like a character flaw I have. It's like I can't lie.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. I'm trying to remember the last time I was either wrong about something or lied about something, and I can't.
Listen, man.
You always say this. You're an honest man.
No, I can't lie.
I appreciate that about you.
Like
that's what I love about Franklin too, because it's like I'm like me and Joey are we're tough Jersey guys, but not really. Like we're not gonna go and start shit with anyone. But like
we're loan sharks.
You don't give a fuck. Like I remember like one of the first times we were at it was the first time I was at DTUT, which is a club on the Upper East Side that
it's a
does
bar.
Some open mics that we do sometimes.
It's a good spot, man.
It's a great spot. And we were performing that night. I think me and Joey were getting up that night.
Yeah.
And there was this girl in the back who was there with her boyfriend because it is a bar.
playing fucking
Battleship
with
because
one
apparently
another.
Bars have fucking board games for your amusement, which is like just drink and be depressed like everyone else.
During a show.
Yeah, during a comedy show.
Yeah, so like I get it though, because it is a bar. Like you know what I mean? It's a bar, but it's also there's a comedy show going on, and these people are going up there for 5 minutes, and like not embarrassing stuff, but we're bearing our soul to you. Like give us some fucking respect.
Bearing my soul. You guys done too much Shakespeare. Bearing my soul.
The most minimal amount of respect, right? And this girl is just like fucking chatting away, top volume, and you're just getting so pissed. And then this bitch has the gall to go to the bar, and didn't she say something like, "I don't like your comics"?
Yeah, like your comics aren't good. That's what she said.
No, yeah, she was complaining about the comedy.
And I would just be like, stupid bitch, whatever, and then she would leave. But Franklin's like, I'm gonna go fucking say something to her.
Yeah.
And it's like Franklin will go up to someone like that and say something.
Yeah, first off, dude, you have the audacity and the gumption to play Battleship. The game sucks. You have the audacity to play Battleship at a bar during an open mic.
Yeah.
During, like, you play it at a bar. Okay, that's weird. That's not like a bar game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, there's a show going on. And then it's like, she has the gumption to, like, one, not watch the show, and then two, complain about it.
If she had any sense and knew that a man of craft like yourself was in the building, she wouldn't have even dared
oh my God,
to get that
she's
thing.
like, hey, have you seen this guy's 5 minutes on being a gambling addict? I mean, oh my God, it's life-changing stuff. It's riveting.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was wild. But yeah, Franklin doesn't suffer any fools, guys.
No.
He'll fucking tell you like it is, and that's why we love him.
I think lying, especially in art, lying and deceitfulness is like, I don't get the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I do poorly, tell me I do poorly. Saying like, it's all right, this, that, and that, like, that's not constructive to me at all.
Right.
Like, if I did poorly, let me know, and I'm not going to take offense to it. I'm going to, like, change it and rectify it and work on it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, especially in this.
There's too many yes men.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In everything,
That's
man.
exactly. It's in everything,
Now,
dude.
that being said, and if an office wants to give me a job to pay me like $50,000 to be a yes man and like let me get out and do stand up, I'll do that.
You
He's
heard it
looking.
here, folks.
I'll do that.
Or attach your resume to the show
Yeah,
description.
I thought about that.
Link to Franklin's resume.
I thought about that. Like, I wouldn't actually do this, but I did. Like, the thing played out in my mind of like being one of those people on subway trains, but like not like.
What do you mean that played out?
I'm not like. Do you want to be like Dan Smith teaches guitar? That guy.
No,
No, he's talking like the guy that's like on the subway, fucking flipping a hat around, collecting.
No, I'm not talking like the woman on the F train that's like, "Can you please buy me a hamburger?" That woman, like her whole song and dance. No, I'm talking about like me would get up there, shirt and tie, and I would say like, I would lie. No, I'm just kidding. I would say like, hey, like, ex-pro baseball scout looking for office job, take a resume. And I would like hand like a formal resume to people.
On the subway or like on the platform?
Like maybe like near the platform.
Yeah.
I thought about that for 0.5 seconds. I want to get that noted that like I didn't like stay up at night like I do every night.
Not a bad idea, dude.
You got to do
Imagine,
it in like
for
Midtown.
Halloween, your costume is your resume. Like your costume is your resume.
I thought he was going a different way, and he took it a different way.
Dude, imagine you're just
like,
walking around with a printed resume.
You're like, listen, I got this $800 custom resume costume. You must hire me.
Bro, my roommates are showing me like their like Amazon bills for the costumes for like the party that you guys are invited to next weekend. And I'm like, what? Like, this is one night?
This is what you spend.
This is one night? I'm like, I'm getting a cardboard box and taping it to my crotchal region and doing the Andy Samberg, Justin Timberlake.
That's a classic.
Like, that's what I'm going to do.
Good.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I think you're going to be good. You told us about your job hunt last weekend, some snafus that have been going on.
I turned down an offer like an idiot.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
You had a reason, though, so you know.
Yeah.
Let's do a mock interview right now, Franklin.
Yeah.
Pretend me and Joey are
interview.
the heads of a firm of some sort.
Yeah.
We're the head of the firm.
You guys
firm.
are so firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The firm.
You got a firm head.
And
you're the head firm and you're the firm head.
you don't even know a position you're interviewing for, but you just know that it pays $75,000 a year.
And I do nothing.
And you do nothing.
Yeah.
But it's a hard job. There's a lot of people coming for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's
it's
all get in
competitive.
character.
All right.
Okay.
So I didn't study Shakespeare. I want that noted. I don't know the Meisner technique on
That's
this.
okay.
I do.
Okay, and I'm interviewing to both of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Franklin Miller, good to meet you. How you doing? Come on in. I'm Chad Rickles. This is my associate.
Oh, sorry, I'm late. I had a bad case of worms. Do we start yet?
Yeah, this is my associate. His name is Frim.
Yeah, Frim Wibblenathy.
Frim Wibblenathy. I'm Chad Rickles,
CFO of the firm.
I just wanted to reach out to Franklin before we start. How are those worms, Frim?
Well,
I heard you said that.
As you can see, I was a few minutes late to the boardroom. Not too good.
What's going on with them worms?
Imagine you're lactose intolerant and all you've been eating is dairy. So, yeah, I won't go any further into that.
You son of a bitch, Frim. I'll tell you what. You and Cynthia got to come out to the house soon.
Well, hey, if it works out for Francis over here, maybe we'll bring him along too. Huh?
I like it. All right, Frank or France or whatever your name. He's a good kid.
Oh yes.
So listen, the position we're gonna be right open with you. It's good. It's one of those good ones.
One of our best, probably.
Yeah, and you're gonna want it.
Yeah.
But you got to prove to us that you are ready. So first question, that's honestly the most important one, is what are some of your weaknesses?
My weakness? I'm an overthinker.
Oh, wow.
I overthink. Sometimes I suffer from paralysis by analysis, if you know what I mean.
What?
Mr. Rickles Mr. Rickles understands what I mean. Are you related to Don by any chance?
No, I don't even know who that is. Don Rickles.
And Mr. What is the name again? Frenchman?
Frim
Wibblenathy.
Wibblenathy.
Don Rickles. Oh, I remember.
Isn't it so cool how like his weakness is? It's kind of like a strength.
Yeah,
you know?
he overthinks.
Well,
do you overthink about things that are important to you?
Truly, and I think I would be a valuable asset here at Dog the Bounty Hunter Inc. You know what I mean? I just think that I could bring.
This is the firm, sir.
Oh, sorry, Dog the Bounty Hunter law firm. I really think that I could bring a lot to. I want to be a lawyer in this. I think I've decided I want to be a lawyer in this.
We're a law firm then.
Yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter, attorney at law.
Jeez, a strength is a weakness.
Now it says here,
He's off to a
Franklin,
great start.
that It says here that one time you were out in San Francisco and you had sex with a German Shepherd. Is that true?
Yeah, I was out there, and that was like and it wasn't a German Shepherd. It was a German woman who happened to be a shepherd of like sheep. She was a German comma. Shepherd. There's a comma in there, and that was a typo. And
that was a typo in my notes.
Yeah,
culture.
German comma shepherd, and that was great. We were out there. It was a Grateful Dead concert. It was wild.
And how was that experience for you?
Oh man, I could see colors and taste sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did ask.
Well, I was talking about the sex.
Oh. I could see colors and taste sounds.
Let me ask you this, Frank. Well, we do a lot of business with Germans now. So let's just say we had a convention in Munich.
Yeah.
Would that be a problem for you to keep your composure?
No, sir. No, sir.
Huh. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about anything these days. My wife's going out with other men. I'm in an open relationship. Oh, we'll leave that for the
Francis, would you fuck his wife?
Would you fuck my wife, Francis?
If the job required.
Oh, wow. He's a team player.
Huh. Now, it says here also that you worked on a tomato farm. Do you like tomatoes?
I love them.
Do you like ketchup?
I hate it.
Really?
Wild card. Interesting.
Do you like tomato sauce?
Love that.
Tomato juice?
Love that.
On an airplane?
Never had it on an airplane. I get emotional on airplanes.
Not much of a traveler.
Did you make note of that?
Yeah, I got it.
Emotional on airplanes?
You're emotional on airplanes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm afraid. Like I have a fear of flying. Who doesn't have a fear?
What are you afraid of?
Catastrophic events. And
big picture guy.
Are we still in the interview?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are we still in the interview?
Oh yeah, this is an interview.
Yeah, this is
I didn't know we were still in the interview. I thought
you thought this was a podcast.
Oh wow.
What do you think this is?
This is a comedy podcast?
What are you, an asshole? We're fucking, you got a job on the line here for fucking the firm.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he's one of our guys.
Yep. A subsidiary of Brian Laundry Inc.
Oh, I love that.
He was one of our favorite clients.
Jesus.
I recently lost
he's
one
still
of my
out
friends.
there, right?
Huh?
He's still out there.
This is off the record, Franco.
off the record. We
got the body for him. We shoved some teeth in there.
Yeah, we did like a tooth graft.
Yeah, that's not Brian Laundry.
No,
that's safe. That's one of our guys.
I think that's Chives, the one male guys.
Have you seen the thing like his mom, Brian Laundry's mom, has been like wearing like all black clothing and like a veil and just wandering around her neighborhood in like Florida or wherever they're at?
Sounds like someone has an exam.
I'll tell you what, this is good because he's caught up on the news. I like this guy.
Yeah, he's current. Yeah. He's current. Wow, he might beat us out to the punch.
Well, you know what, Franklin? We're going to be honest with you here. We like you a lot. We're going to offer you the job at $10K an hour.
Wow.
Now, is that something you might be interested in?
40 hours a week.
You know what? I want you to pay me less because I want to work harder.
What?
Oh, my God. We should give him the company.
You know what? You're the CEO now. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rickles, Mr. Frim.
What was my name?
Chimp Frim.
Frim
and then Rickles. Something Rickles.
Chad Rickles?
No. Yeah,
Chad.
Sure.
He's developing early onsets of Alzheimer's. Just ignore him.
I'm back. And scene.
Wow, that was...
I blacked out for a second.
Me too. I forgot who I was.
That was good. And scene.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wow. So I heard you got the job.
Yeah.
There was a lot right there.
That thing about Brian Laundry's mom is true. You're not kidding.
No,
I didn't know that.
Wow.
What happened?
She's been like wearing black clothing and just like wandering around
I
the
don't
neighborhood.
know, dude. I'm like, yeah, he's dead. Whatever.
Did you see the video? Is that what you were about to? Did you see the whole hand video?
What's the hand video? I haven't seen the hand video.
Apparently, there's like drone shots of them in their back garden, just like fucking around the last couple weeks,
and with a bunch of new stuff planted too. Like that was another thing. Like
and they were like putting, like it looked like they were putting something there, and people said they see in a video a hand pop out of like a bunker, and they think he was living in. I don't know. Whole thing's done. You know what my theory is?
That's so wild. Like to get me on board.
Bunker?
Yeah, they're like he has a bunker under his childhood.
My theory is this, because like there is something fishy. Like I think he's probably dead, but if I had to have a theory,
no, he's dead.
Yeah. But here's what I would say with my theory. Some people believe he's not dead because it is kind of strange that the parents were not involved in the search. And the second they get involved in the search, within 2 hours, they go find the body, right? It's a little strange. I think the guy's dead. And I think, here's my weird theory, is that he came home, whatever, like a month ago, came to his parents, said, yep, I killed Gabby. We're going to be in a lot of trouble. And his dad's like, all right. And just beats the fuck out of him and kills him. I feel like the dad might have killed him and just put his body in the woods and was like, oh, I found my son. He died by exposure. That's not a bad theory.
It's such an easy way to get away scot-free because he's like, yeah, he must have killed himself.
Yeah, right? Like, the dad was like, you fucking idiot, and just beat his son. Why wouldn't you
But then they would, like, examine the body and be like, he has, like, a broken nose.
Blunt force trauma.
Yeah, he fell off a hill or something. Who's going to really argue with that at this point? Strangle him.
At least hey, folks, coming at you with another sponsor today, 321 Cigarettes. Now, there was some stuff in the news recently that...
Did you hear this, Franklin?
Yeah, Matt brought this up to me.
Do what now?
Listen, there's these reports coming out right now that apparently 321 cigarettes aren't the healthy cigarettes they claim to be. Yeah. That they're like every other cigarette, that are carcinogenic, you're inhaling CO2, you're destroying your lungs.
Total bullshit. Yeah. I think they even mentioned in the paper, they said, just like any other cigarettes, these ones are harmful to your health. That's a total fraudulent lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, and the whole fucking reason they're all whipped up into a fury is because, like, you know, part of the marketing for 321 is that they're super healthy and good for you. But that's not marketing, folks. That's just true.
It's just facts. And I think the whole thing about, like, 10 out of 10 kids prefer them to the opposing brands, again, true.
Yeah, maybe
not using kids to sell
some of the
them,
other cigarette companies are a little angry because their clientele hasn't reached into the youth department yet. But it's like, you have unhealthy cigarettes. Now, we have our buddy Franklin here. Franklin, you never really smoked until recently, right?
I've never smoked a cigarette before.
But then you started smoking 321s. We got you on them. And what do you think?
These are the best cigarettes I've ever had in my life. These are the best things I've ever had in my life. I can't stop smoking them. Smoke them if you got them.
And what do you think, though? They're not unhealthy.
And that's not a paid statement. You could tell that was genuine.
No, it's a genuine statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're great for me. I mean, they're part of my balanced breakfast. So in the morning, I'll eat my oatmeal and I'll drink a nice glass of water and I'll have a morning cigarette.
And you're a runner.
Oh yeah, dude.
Long distance.
I run.
Do you feel like it's like helping you run?
I feel like it expands my airways when I do like the deep breathing of inhaling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
expands my airways.
Let me just put a big message out to who is it? The Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah.
You dumb fucks. First off, the government's a lie. We all know that at this point. Second off, what are you doing? Yeah. Who do you think you are? You're going to come at our company like this? Yeah?
My father, he smokes cigarettes all the time. And he says to me, he said, you hear about these?
Franklin, what is your favorite part of 321 cigarettes?
The flavor.
The flavor. Folks, 3, 2, 1 reason to smoke cigarettes. Franklin, tell them.
Expands your airways.
They're healthy for you.
Yeah. And so, folks.
They're tasty.
You know, we're not going to sit here and pitter-patter. We all know the truth. So, with that said, you're going to go to www.321cigarettes.com/crack, and you're going to use the code, they're healthy, no shit. And
fuck the FDA.
Fuck the FDA. It's a long code, but we'll have that written out for you. And you're going to get 40% off your wholesaler retail box.
No, you know what? Actually, 40% off the small, like a single pack. But didn't they say, and this is brand new news, folks, you know the big cartons, 12 packs? They're going to give you those for 90% off. You pay $5, you get 12 packs of cigarettes. Give them to your kids. Give them to your dogs. Give them to your pets.
Spouse.
Well, Halloween's coming up. My plan is to hand these out for trick-or-treat.
You should.
You should. And you know what? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fucking FDA.
Fuck. So, smoke him if you got him.
Folks.
At least he's dead.
I don't know. I'm hearing theories that he's not dead, but I don't believe that at all.
Okay, so here's the deal. What websites are you finding this information?
I don't read these things. I just have other people tell me this.
Well, I found all of this.
This guy watches OAN.
Well, no, I found all of this on Deep Rabbit Hole.
PORN.
I found that all on Deep Rabbit Hole Red Pill Organization .news
/Reddit
/r
/r
no, it's r/.
I don't know. Right. What do you guys think? Cut and dry? You think he killed her, went into the woods, and just died, or killed himself?
Yeah, he probably went. He totally killed himself.
Something like that.
You know what's funny?
It just sucks because that's like a big sponsor to the show, Lost. You know?
You know what sucks is, and we didn't want to talk about this on air, but right before we started the podcast, you know how sometimes other like podcasts or like, you know, like content creators will like sponsor other ones and like pay for their ads. Like you might pay for an ad like Franco's World.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Franco's World. Go listen to
which it is.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But right before we started the podcast, Gabby Potato and Brian Laundrie's Van Life Influencer account, they were going to sponsor the show. Yeah. They had already paid for the first ad.
Yeah.
But by that point, she had gone missing, and we thought it'd be too weird. So we kept the money.
You got to keep the money.
It would have made a killer sponsorship. But
we would have murdered that sponsor.
Yeah.
We would have absolutely annihilated it.
But that offer is dead and gone.
It's dead in the water. So, it's a shame because we were so excited to work with them. They were two smart individuals who I think really would have done good for the world.
And you know what
they were.
And you know what the thing is? I'm sure, and I'm very upset about this because like I heard that
I'm upset we lost the sponsorship too.
Oh no, I'm upset with the whole thing because like I heard that there was like, you know, there's a possibility that like Discovery Channel was going to do a whole thing. Like they saw how great of a content creator he was. Yeah. And they're like, Discovery Channel, this would be like that like Bert Kreischer show, but just like them in a van.
He's like the modern day Shane Dawson.
Well, I heard like in the last month, Discovery was developing a show that was like Man vs. Wild.
Yeah.
But it was just him in the woods, escaping the crime and
crime.
Last 48.
Did you see that they found it was like 9 other bodies while looking for her?
Is that true?
Okay, so here's the thing about state parks.
Dude, and it's like an assortment of people. Like it's not just like it's like a girl. It was like middle-aged man, young kid, like all over.
Here's the thing about I got 3 things. Here's the thing about state parks, bicycles in New York, and just motorcycles in general. You do any of these, you will die.
You're significantly increasing your chances of death.
No, it's not like increasing. If you do any of that, there's 100% chance you will die.
Eventually.
But I'm sort of politicizing my argument here.
Okay.
You didn't have to say that.
No, yeah.
You will die.
I didn't say that.
Redacted.
Yeah, you'll die.
Well, listen,
I ride a bike in the city.
This in. Is this an exclusive? This is true.
This is true. If you
heard it here
if you go to a national park, ride a bike in New York City, ride a motorcycle in general, you will die.
Yeah,
now
I think
you know.
That's fair.
You'll die.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I don't fucking know.
The bikers in the city are getting too pretentious.
Well, listen, the bikers in the city are wild, dude. I mean, Joey bikes, you know.
Joey's one of those guys, you know, he'll just be like, bike lane, bike lane, bike lane. He'll just be like going down.
Or I'll just cut a car off and just like ride in the streets.
Or you should cut a car off and like heel strike it. Be like, oh, boom, I'm going here.
Yeah, man, I don't know what's good with state parks, though, because national parks, isn't that a thing that, like, a lot of people die every year? And
it's you'll die in a national park.
What do they die of? Like
I think there's like
COVID.
Skinwalkers.
It's a COVID. Skinwalkers. That's some Native American history.
You know some Skinwalkers.
Yeah.
And Mothman?
I do know Mothman.
Guys, Franklin knows Mothman.
I do know
Mothman. In West Virginia.
I'm very upset, dude. Had I known that Mothman was going to be on the table, I'd have brought my pictures of me and Mothman together. I do have that.
You guys only have Polaroids, though, because he doesn't show up on digital photography. Everyone knows that.
That's a big thing.
Everyone knows that. Dude, about Mothman, I mean this, like, Mothman's, like, got a nice rump.
Yeah, well,
like
his ass?
Yeah, like, you're going to want to, like, pull that up, Jamie. You know what I mean? Like, he's...
Joe, go ahead and Google
I'm just
Mothman
put up Mothman
porn.
No. We don't, you know, because I don't want to...
Dude, wait.
Is this...
No, get
the viewers see this?
Hold on. No. They're about to. I just want to get this image up.
But I don't like that.
That's not it.
Mothman.
That's not Mothman. That's an artist rendition of Mothman.
Get
the big silver
Mothman
guy and then turn him over. Turn him over.
What do you mean turn him over?
Just find another Mothman from the backside. I don't know. You have to see this.
Oh, well, we want the butt.
Yeah, bro. Gosh, isn't that what life's all about, bro? Isn't that what life's all about?
What is like the social like what's like the feeling about Mothman?
The social climate on Mothman
in West Virginia.
That like right now?
I mean, bro, they love him. Look at that chest hair. Don't you want to grab a handful of that chest hair?
He's fucking 6-packed out, abs.
That's 8, son. Nice. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And I believe in the statue, his eyes are red, right?
Yeah, they're very much red.
Because he's seen the depths of hell.
He's a good guy.
He's got nice fingers.
No, he's a good guy.
I like those fingers.
You know,
people like him. Like he's like, so yeah, people died. Okay, but like
he didn't kill them though.
He was there.
Dude, look at this
people
picture.
People think he was a warning.
This picture's like
collapsed.
They're like, let's get to the bottom of this story.
No, but I'm serious. Like it's like Mothman. It's like people like there's art, like all this artists like make all these pieces with Mothman in it. Like there's like Mothman toys, there's Mothman t-shirts. Like people love him.
Dude,
bro.
I'm a fan of his work. So as I understand it, and I've done a deep dive.
Yeah, you have.
You could read the Mothman prophecies,
yeah,
or you could listen to the 5-part podcast series on Mothman by Astonishing Legends. And from what I understand is he was a scary fella. He would show up, he would pop into your backyard, you'd see glowing red eyes, you look at him, you wake up the next morning with Klieg's conjunctivitis, which is a form of pink eye. But people think, because here's the thing, all those people did die.
Yeah.
Because of a bridge collapse that happened to happen at the end of this like long year that Mothman sightings and UFO sightings were at an all-time high.
Right.
People think that Mothman was there trying to warn the people of, what was it,
Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
It's like an hour from my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever ride on that? Well, that bridge is gone. But you've ridden on the bridge that replaced.
There's a new bridge that it's like ran across a new bridge. People from my hometown that listen to this will know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's all that matters.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna tell like a story.
And that's like 98% of our audience, so that's perfect.
Yeah, and they showed me the analytics, and like you guys, and I was kind of upset, and I'm kind of doing this like podcast and like in hopes that people come back to my podcast because it's like your guys' numbers in West Virginia are like crazy, and I'm like I'm the West Virginia guy.
Well, we're planning on every ad this episode is just gonna be for Franco's World. Even like we're even gonna ditch the Manscaped ad this week.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Manscaped. We got Franklin fucking Miller here.
I don't even have any chest hair to shave. I don't even know if I could do Manscaped.
Oh, you could.
Yeah, you could.
You
definitely could.
It's not just for chest. You know what I'm talking about? And that brings us up to our next point, folks. Manscaped. Franco, but you were talking about your podcast. You know, we mentioned it before. Tell us about that, like how it's going now and like what you would like for the future of it. And also like you've been doing it like what? We're on episode 10.
Yeah.
You're like over 100 deep,
118.
Right? So like out of those 100,
awesome.
like is there one that sticks out? An interview that was just like absolutely incredible. You got to meet a hero or something, someone big time. Was there one that you were solo that you're like, man, I'm so fucking good at podcasting, I'm about to explode from my penis?
Oh man, well, all of them make me feel like that because I'm in love with myself.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
he's dedicated.
I love myself and I love my voice.
As you should.
Just like anything that I say, I'm just like a lot of people when they record their sets, they don't go back and listen to them or whatever. And every time I started the podcast, people were like, "Oh, I wouldn't be able to stand to listen to myself." I'm like, "Oh, it's all I can listen to is myself."
You gotta watch that game film.
Oh, absolutely. And but honestly, like the ones that stick out to me, like. There's the sportscast, like the play-by-play broadcaster for West Virginia University Athletics. His name's Tony Caridi. He's arguably like one of the best play-by-play guys in like college athletics, and he was like a mentor to me in college. So it felt good to like bring him on. And like that was one of my first interviews, so I kind of sucked at the interview process, but it was just cool that I got to do that. Joey Rinaldi, one of my closest pals.
Did you know him before?
Rinaldi?
Yeah.
No. I interviewed.
He's a New York comic?
So is he like one of the first ones?
He was one of the first ones, and we became fast friends. So I interviewed Clyde Mack, and then I interviewed Claire Alexander, and then I interviewed Joey Rinaldi. And Claire and Clyde, both great comics. I had a lot of fun. I mean, Dan Carney's been on twice, so I had a lot of fun talking to him. But I think Jamie Wolf and I had a really good episode. I just saw him last week, and this is really sappy, but the episode with my dad. I like the episode with my dad.
Nice.
With my dad.
Awesome.
And I haven't listened to it in a long time. I might listen to it, play it back, because I don't even remember what I said. But it's just like cool that like, you know, because he was a speaker, and you know, here I am doing my little thing.
Yeah.
It was just cool.
That's good. Awesome. That's cool that he's like very supportive.
Though. Oh man, like I haven't talked to him in a while, but like they're just pumped up like that. I'm like up here like doing it. Like my mom's like
because I feel like that's
on
not
board.
Too typical by any means.
Well, no,
Joey and I are lucky at you too that like our parents are all like, fuck yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
Like,
my parents knew
it's just half the battle.
Yeah, my parents knew that like the regular life just like didn't really seem like in the cards for me. I've always been like an out of the box thinker. I've always been like when everybody zigs, I zag. I'm like, what is the most like if there's a fork in the road, what's the most difficult route I can take to get to the path? Then I'll probably just like take that instead. I've always been that way.
That's cool.
It's always like the same. It's like, you know, the hardest decisions are oftentimes the right decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And you know, we were talking about this on the way in the drive-in, but like, I'm sure you've experienced it. I'm sure I've already experienced it in my short 2 months doing stand-up. But like, when you tell someone you're a stand-up, a lot of people are quick to dismiss you, or like, you know, we've even talked about like how, like, you know, in terms of trying to like have relationships or dating, it's like, it's a hard life, and like a lot of people, like, you can't really manage a full-time relationship when you're doing stand-up. You can't really, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people like, hey, if you have to choose between me and this, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Like I was telling you guys, like I thought the universe made me decide when I was like 23. It's like you either get to have this small town suburban Pennsylvania life, or you get to be a New York City comic. Like, what do you want to do? And I said, again, this is one of these scenarios where it's like, okay, that's all you can say is just say okay, and then it's like, okay, I'll be a New York City comic instead of that Pennsylvania life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have no issue if that's what it was for me. If that's the only situation that's like was that for me, and I get to have this life that I really want, then that's fine. You know what I mean? Like man, I don't know. This is like all I've wanted to do ever since like I was a kid. It's always been in the cards. Like, this is it.
So what do you want? What do you see like the future for Franklin Miller? Like, you're already in New York. You already made the biggest jump that you probably needed to make. You know what I mean? You're doing great. Like I said, in the 2 months that we've been doing it, we've been riding with you, and like we've seen you grow so exponentially.
Nice.
You're crushing it.
Thanks, guys.
It's like, where do you have a plan? Are you going with the flow? Like, what is the future? Because I feel like it's so nice that we all met at this certain time and place.
It's really cool, man.
Because like we're all going on this ride together.
It's the rocket ride, man, and we're just training right now. As far as like a plan, one tip of advice that I got when I was younger that I think has helped me out a lot is to outlife my life in pencil, not pen. Now, there's certain things like, yeah, I'm a comic, or like, yeah, your moral values or whatever, but it's like, as far as like, I want to have exactly this. It's like, if you like tweak that a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's like in 5 years from now, I'd really love to be able to like headline shows and stuff like that in 5 years. I think that'd be great to be. How old will I be? I'll be like 29, 30. Like to be like to headline shows at 29, 30 would be awesome. So that's the main plan, I guess.
Do you writing? Are you like into film and sketches and television and movies? Do you want to get into acting? Do you fancy yourself an actor?
I never saw myself as an actor. That being said, like I'm not gonna like turn down any sort of like the thing for me. It's like if the project is cool, like I'm down. You know what I mean? And I also like don't want to do a disservice to the people that created the thing. A lot of people that are comics want to write stuff that's like, oh, I want to write a comedian coming up in comedy, but like we've seen that, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to write like or something in that realm. If I were to make a movie, not a TV show, I think TV would be too difficult. But if I were to write a movie, I want to write a rom-com. That's what I want to do. I want to make a rom-com.
Starring you.
No, I don't think I want to star myself. I think I want to be like the sidekick, funny friend.
Yeah. I could see you doing that.
I don't want to be the lead.
What's your favorite rom-com?
Pretty Woman, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty Woman, or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Classics.
Oh, and Failure to Launch. So basically it's just Pretty Woman and then any McConaughey movie.
I was going to say, I like McConaughey.
I love
McConaughey. Does all these podcasts where he was like, I was getting tired of the rom-com stuff. And you're like, no, Matthew.
No, yeah.
I need you.
That being said, True Detective is like the best season of television. Season 1 True Detective is like the best season of television.
Roscoe, man.
But yeah, man. I want to make a rom-com so mediocre that like when people talk about it or they review it, they're like, oh, Franklin Miller made a rom-com. It's all right. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna make a rom-com to win an Oscar. You know, if it entertains you for an hour and a half and it kept you entertained and the storyline, like everything was wrapped up, I win.
What kind of rom-com would you do? What would the story
I like that,
be?
Frank.
What would the shtick be?
The early one right now was, this is a working title just because I love alliteration, was just Bodega Blues. And it's a guy who works at a bodega, and like this model walks in. It's like New York Fashion Week, and she's visiting, and it's the forbidden love. Like she can't be with this lowly
bodega man,
but he's hilarious. Like he's cracking jokes in the store, and he's handsome, obviously, and
played by Matthew McConaughey.
Played by Matthew McConaughey, and dude, what I was watching Matthew McConaughey. No, not that movie. Never mind. I was trying to think, because in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, he lives on Staten Island, and he's like, He's like, hey, Andy, come over here. We're going to go to, on the ferry on to Staten Island real quick. And it's like, what do you, that's not you, dog.
He's like, listen, I was born and bred in New York my entire life.
New York, man.
Staten Island, man.
Been a city slicker my whole life.
Since I was born.
Bodega Blues, A Forbidden Love, New York Fashion Week. She likes him. They go to she invites him to like some like high class event or whatever. Forgets about it because she's busy. He shows up in like his nicest suit, which is like not nice. And she like completely like ignores him. She completely forgets, like she's busy. She's like whisked away, or whisked away. Sorry. And then eventually, like, you know, they start holding hands, and then they're in public, and paparazzi comes up, and she lets go of the hand, and, you know, all that stuff. Like, it's just forbidden love. It's a forbidden love thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what, like, the conflict would be. I'm sure, like, somebody's yelling at somebody about how, like...
I think I come in, I play the bad guy.
No, you're not the bad guy. I already have a part for you. You're, like, her driver who she tells everything to. You're her driver.
Chives.
Yeah, no, we're putting you in a hat, bro.
And am I doing an Italian accent?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Miss Jessica, it's so good to see you again.
No.
Nah,
you gotta be like the old tri-state Italian guy.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I used to drive Frankie.
Frankie
back in the
gets
day.
me a role in this movie, and I'm playing like a 70-year-old, even though I'm still 25.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm spending all my money on prosthetics for him to like.
We're looking at the budget.
You're in the makeup chair for 10
people
hours.
from the Irishman.
Yeah, exactly. The producer's like, why is there a $500,000 budget for Matthew Ferrara's age makeup? And it's like, listen, you gotta. The guy does a great 70-year-old.
He nails it, bro. It's like we're doing the Irishman, but like in reverse.
Yeah,
So
they're
I'm
like,
like
we
the
can
old
get
wise
70-year-olds. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same.
I see like the lead guy with her, and I'm like, listen, like, you know, this is like in the third act when they're broken up, and she's trying to think of
Third act. That's together. A film. That's a film thing.
And I'm just like, you know what, Miss Jessica, I don't know about a lot of things. I don't know a lot about things, but I do know this: love. Now that's something that's worth fighting for. And then
she's like, stop the car.
But you're in love with the car.
Yeah, and I fucked the car.
Yeah.
And that's the end. The wedding. It's like a 3-way wedding, and you're getting married.
And it's like you're in the car and you're going,
fucking it.
No, I'm saying honking the horn. Again, you keep going back to hooking up with the car. I think you got something.
No, there's gotta be a part when you think she's gonna have finally like the forbidden love with the guy, and it cuts, and it's just like a really strung out slow motion scene, but it's just Matt
in the car
rubbing up on the car.
Or like you could be in love with like a meatball sub. Your call. You get a meatball sub or a car.
Miss Jessica, you see this sandwich? So good I could fuck it.
Wait, that's my whole thing is I've been carrying around the same meatball sub for 15 years. It's just molded and rotted, and I've like dry sealed it, and I'm just like, Miss Jessica, this is my lucky sub, and like I end up like fucking it in the end.
Well, what about?
I'm not making pornos.
What about me? Do I get a part in this?
Joey would be the bad guy.
Can I be like the boyfriend that she already has in the modeling world?
I was gonna.
You're a photographer.
I'm really
boyfriend.
shallow.
Yeah. No, but you seem really nice at first, and then you meet like the guy, the bodega man, and you're like, listen, you fucking pussy.
You stay away from her.
Yeah.
She's mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take his photos.
Definitely.
Let's do a scene. You play your character, the funny best friend. Would he be a Puerto Rican for no reason?
I'm not doing that.
Oh, Ernie, what are you doing, man? I'm sorry.
That's like Cholo Mexican, bro. Ernie, man. Oh, Ernie.
You just come in. Your character is inexplicably just dressed in like a flannel with only one button, and you have teardrops.
Yeah, dude, that's not Puerto Rican, bro.
Hey man, listen, I didn't write the fucking movie. You did.
Hey, I did write the
fucking thing.
This guy wrote it. You know, he did a Puerto Rican accent.
He's doing Puerto Rican face, not me.
Puerto Rican. Jesus Christ.
Oh God, yeah, we're gonna make that movie. It's gonna happen.
Bodega Blues coming to Bodega Blues stopping by theaters 2022. So that's what you say. It's like I literally could show you guys. I have it on my Instagram story like saved. Like I wrote like the whole storyline, and like the big thing for me is music. Like I went full like creative control on like what songs go where.
Like you want Jenny from the Block by like Jennifer Lopez playing when she's strutting down Fifth Ave.
Do you know a lot of movies, a significant portion of their budget is the music?
Yeah, because music matters.
What would you put in there?
Definitely some like old Dean Martin. I want Harry Connick Jr.
We already have a rivalry with Harry Connick on this podcast.
You don't like Harry Connick?
No, Brett Raybould brought him up, and it unleashed like a good 8-minute thing.
All right, I don't want to do that then. I'm sorry.
No, we gotta have it. You could do Harry Connick. I had a big thing where it's like, I was like, but then I realized I sounded like a stupid New Jersey wop. I'm like, what gives Harry Connick Jr. the fucking right to sing Frank Sinatra? And then I'm like, well, why do I care at all? Like, I don't care.
Isn't he from like New Orleans or something?
Yeah, but he's like, he's not Italian. What kind of name is Connick Jr.? I don't know. He could be.
Jesus.
I don't fucking know.
Who told you could sing these songs?
I literally imagine.
Who gave you the right to sing these songs?
I get him whacked by the New York mob.
Matt has this switch that, like, depending on the subject, he could flip it.
I'm afraid.
He goes up 35 ages.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes back some generations, and he's just a different man. And
You're going to tell me.
Are you fucking kidding me? This piece of shit.
Glenn Miller and his orchestra had nothing on Tommy Dorsey and his band. They were my favorite. They were a better band. The brass section was just years ahead.
So if I so if I said the words, and now this is hypothetical. So if I said the words like Sinatra wore a toupee, you would
confirm it.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd be like, that was his real hair. We always knew it was real hair.
Everyone knew his sister had lupus. And you know that Frank Sinatra fucked Dean Martin's wife, and I watched, and I jerked off.
That's a big comedic inspiration for me is Dean Martin.
You know what, dude?
Yeah, he's the man.
I watch it all the time.
Speaking of a movie we could do together, when I was interning at I won't name the company, but I was interning at this large production company. My job was just to read every script that came in the office.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
And
I'd steal some ideas.
Dude, I read a script, and it was not that great, but the concept is amazing. It was called Dean and...
Dean and the Gang?
Is it called Dean and Me?
Who was his buddy?
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Dean and Jerry, or Jerry and Dean was the title of the film. And it was a biopic about Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. And, like, it was like how good of a concept it is.
Yeah.
They have to make that.
I want to play Dean Martin. I want to play Dean Martin.
I was going to say you play Jerry Lewis, I do Dean Martin. But like, we could do either way.
I know. I can do a good Jerry impression, but I'm not doing it.
But dude, it was really like it is cool when you read their story because it's like Jerry Lewis started in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Dean Martin, they were big there.
They met on the corner of like 66 on Broadway.
Oh really?
And I've always like now that I live in New York, like I want to like go to the corner of 66 on Broadway and like just take a photo and be like, this is where Dean Martin met Jerry Lewis.
That's awesome. Yeah, but I read that script. It wasn't the best script, but like that would be a fucking dope movie, and you and I could do it. Joe would direct.
You know, they hadn't seen each other. I have the book Dean and Me. It's like Jerry Lewis writing about him and Dino, and that's also why I call my podcast Franco's World. And like I've heard it like the other day, SB called me Franco. Like people like
I
call you Franco.
People call me Franco.
Do you prefer Franco or Franco?
Yeah, listen, you guys are my boys. You guys are my pals. You can call me Franco, okay?
I like that. He's got the job.
But I'm saying like you know like Dean, Dino, Franco. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
It was cool. People call me that sometimes. I don't know what I started with this. I'm sorry. Giuseppe? Dude, I took Italian in college 3 semesters, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude.
Come stai?
Bene.
Oh.
Mi piace andare a cavallo.
That's too much.
That means I like to ride horses.
I got like a C. I got 2 C's. Okay?
Io vado a scuola a cavallo.
Again, you're going too fast.
I get to school by horse.
Now if you wrote it down, I could figure it out. Like you got to write it down. Like you're saying these things.
You know, it's funny. Surprisingly, I don't know how the fuck I like developed it, but for some reason when I see certain things written out in French, I've had like a pretty good success rate.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Have you ever taken French?
No.
Okay, you're making this up.
No, seriously, dude.
You have phantom language
and pronunciation.
Francois.
Yeah. Like
Je suis le patron.
Uzi PPL is exiting ton téléphone. He's right. Uzi PPL. Like I'll just be like doing that.
Well, that wasn't even real words.
Yeah, no,
Those
exactly.
American words. Those are English words.
PPL.
Yeah,
that's paper in French.
Oh.
We now. That's we.
Hey guys, my name is Matt Ferrara. This is my time. I'll be here all week. That's
Dude,
my time.
You know what's funny? It's like you say things like that. It's like a lot of comics that like never leave Long Island, or comics that are like in just like that Northeast thing that just never leave. Like they're like, hey, how you doing? I'm Big Time Tony, and then they just say like, my wife sucks, right? All right, I'm Big Time Tony. Have a good night. And
well, that's what Barrera was telling us. Brandon Barrera. He was saying how like he'll go to like some of those Jersey clubs, and it's like this guy who's like 60 and he knows every person in there, and he'll be like, Gino, you fucking piece of shit. And the place goes wild. He's like, and he said, like, they'll do, like, 15 minutes of just, like, addressing these people. Yeah. And no one be like, yeah, Scotty, you fucking cocksucker. And everyone will be like, this guy's amazing. All right, that's my time.
I love those guys. And it's so funny. It's like, I'm happy I met you guys up here because I think we have a similar interest. And it's like I just want to bring back, like that old school Dean Martin having fun attitude, man. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to, like, you know, like, we all look good and we're all well put together, and it's like it's always about the sit down dinners. It's always about the sitting down. Dude, we talk about the crap.
Imagine we got some money, and you know, it'd be nice during the holidays. We'll start treating ourselves to nice dinners with some comics. But like, like we should be at like a place drinking scotch only and stuff.
Yeah, dude, man. Should we try and put together like a podcast special and do like a round table? Just like all of us, like Adam, Christopher, O'Toole, SB,
we'll just get like really sick production value.
Like camera sliders. You know,
we'll put a camera in the middle.
I just realized this. This is the only reason I got into entertainment in the first place. Wasn't to make myself happy.
It was to fuck my wife.
Yes, and I want to make the Christmas specials. I want to get in there for the Christmas specials, and my plan is much like Dino. So you guys will be here, obviously. But, like, you know, have the variety show, everybody comes on, and then at the end, this is what it's all about. And it kind of makes me sad when I think about it. It's what it's all about. At the end, everybody would, like, have their remote shot, and they're like, I hope all the kids at this children's hospital in this city have a great Christmas, and they expect Santa to be right at your door. And, like, they would all donate toys and money to, like, all these children's hospitals. And then at the end, they would sing a song, and then the show would end. And that's what it's about for me. And it's like, you know, like having fun and being a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, I totally
agree. And we can dress nicely.
Dude, that is the crazy thing, because like they did that. They would do a great show. They'd give all this money to children's hospitals, but at the same time, they'd also go out and drink like 9 bottles of scotch.
But that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. No, dude.
I feel like we like don't even drink. I don't know.
Nah, my favorite.
Like, why don't we party as hard? I don't know. I have a drug problem.
Jesus. I feel like I'm hogging it too much, but my favorite day in comedy, other than like when I do well and stuff like that, my favorite day in comedy is I got to see Seinfeld live.
You saw Seinfeld?
I saw Seinfeld.
Well, I meant to bring that up. I meant to bring that up earlier because you said Seinfeld started his career at 21, and you always wanted to start earlier, and so you
did my first mic like right before my 21st birthday. I didn't get to do stand up consistently, so obviously I like screwed myself. But like, yeah, I started technically at 21, but I moved up here like 2 months ago.
When did you see Seinfeld?
It was like 2018 or late 2018 at this theater in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, you saw him out by you?
It's like, dude, it's like 2.5 hours away from me. But yeah, so like he's so big, he only goes to theaters that he really likes, and it's honestly a really gorgeous theater. I think it's called like Capital One Theater, or like it's Capitol Theater, I think. And so me and 2 of my pals were like, this is gonna be like an event for us. Like, this is our thing. So we buy these tickets, and we go to like one of those this is what it's all about, boys. We go to one of these old school Italian restaurants, and there's 2 doors to get in because there's back in I guess the the affiliated days, they had like that vetting door to be like, all right, he's good, and then bring him in. You know what I mean? So there's the entrance, and then there's the vetting door, and so you go through that, and then we sit down. They're playing that classic, American standard.
How lucky could one guy be?
Yeah, they're playing like American standards and stuff like that, and we're sitting there eating our meal and just chatting, and all these old dudes come in with like the turtleneck and like.
This is in West Virginia though, right?
Yeah, but Wheeling, Clarksburg, and another place are like really Italian influence.
They have Italians?
Oh yeah, wow. Clarksburg especially. There's a big Italian festival there, and they actually have like an Italian radio station that's like straight from like Italy.
It's called like Spaghetti Radio.
Probably. And
WAP Radio. You're listening to the WAP without papers. Dirty Guinea WAP greaseball music.
Jesus! And then
West
it goes
Virginia.
like and then we just ate that really nice meal, and we were all dressed up, and then we went to the nice theater and watched Seinfeld do his thing, and I want to live that life every night.
Really?
Yeah.
How was Seinfeld?
It was great. I mean, like,
Are you still a fan?
I'm a fan of his, but like, you have to understand for what he is. Like, a lot of people are like, why aren't you doing this and that and the other? It's like, Seinfeld, like, he plays the hit. He comes up with new stuff. Mm-hmm. The only thing that matters to him is jokes. He doesn't care about fluff or this, the other. He likes set up, dun, 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 dun. That's what he likes, and it's good. And it's like, it's clean. Everybody can go out and have a good time. And he also does it like a rock star style, because he'll play some of the hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of respect that.
Mm-hmm. So he'll do jokes that are like 20 years old.
Yeah, dude. He'll do a Pop-Tart joke that you've heard before. He'll do like just a whole breakfast joke, is like, and then like he does his classic opener is like, you know me and how much money I have. Why would I be in Wheeling, West Virginia, of all places? Wheeling? Really? And then the whole crowd is just like,
I guess it makes sense, though, because it's like when you reach that level, you're so big. It's like, it would be like going to see, like, fucking...
It's like Blue Man Group.
Yeah, well, not even that. It would be like going to see, like someone naming an artist, Bruce Springsteen, who doesn't play Born
Bruce.
to Run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'd be like, what the fuck, Bruce? Like, we don't want to hear you.
Love
Boss,
Bruce,
dude.
The Boss. He goes. That's a thing. I was getting inspired the other night watching Bruce Springsteen performances live, and that's why I wear denim on denim all the time. And people are like, what the heck is this guy's deal? You know? And
Born to Run.
Yeah, I was born to run, and it's just like I love Asbury Park, but like Bruce. He's the boss, bro. He'll play for 3.5 hours and he'll go to work. Like, he tells stories about American hardships and going to work and, like, working down at the mill, or if you're from my hometown, working down at the plant, you know? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I get that, but I'm not that. So it's like I relate to the Bruce in the sense that it's like we're artists and we know that life, but we didn't live that life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love Bruce. He's the boss. He goes to work. That's I aspire to be similar in a different field.
Do you do a Jerry Seinfeld impression?
Jokingly. I mean, it's not good. Let's hear yours. No, I want to hear y'all's. Oh, that's like a dude. That's like a harpoon. That's a harpoon dolphin. That is not Seinfeld, bro.
Be like,
I love candy.
she didn't bring the knife. You don't gotta have anybody bring the dinner. Don't bring the butter knife.
You're starting too high.
He kind of sounds like our old friend that works at the diner.
Oh, yeah, you guys literally got the dinner knives. What are you doing?
Franklin? What kind of fucking name is
Franklin?
Franklin?
Oh, so you went, what?
So
these two
we're on the
wops are
podcast.
robbing you?
Hold on, I gotta talk. We're on the podcast. It's a good podcast. It's great.
See, that's a good
That's good,
impression.
yeah, that's
Now
good.
do Denzel Washington.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
We'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay.
Dude, you would be fine. We were doing stand-up a couple
I
weeks
did.
ago,
I
and
did
Franklin
a
was
Denzel
about to do a
impression.
joke. It was a good joke, too, and it ended with the Denzel impression,
Yep.
and Franklin just cut himself off in the middle of it. He's like, nope, I'm not doing that.
I was like, I literally said, I was like, before I got on stage, I wrote that joke, and I was like, okay, you're doing the Denzel impression today. And I get on stage, and I go, I'm not doing the Denzel
You
impression.
just look at you just look at like one person in their eyes, and you're just like, I can't. I
You
should
look at
not
one
do
person.
this.
You look at
started
one
the-
person, and they're just like,
He did such a good recovery, though. It was funny as fuck, because he like started it. He's like, okay. He's like, no, I'm not doing it.
he's like, okay, all right.
Was that the same night you said broads?
I said broads, and
Yeah.
I
You did it at the show.
I did it again.
Too,
That's worked into my thing now. So I did a bar gig the other night, and you were there.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
no, yeah. When you did
wrote
but
it
like
in.
you wrote it in now is like as like a bit. It's
So
good.
now, like, I'll be like, oh, it's like I'll say the word broad, and then I'll be like, wait, and I was like, can I say broad? And then I'll be like, that's not me, guys. You know what? Go back on, and then like people are like, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
Franklin.
Yeah, well, hey,
been,
Franklin, plug it up, dude.
Yeah.
What's going on in Franklin's
Dude,
world? Or Franco's
d-
world? should I
Just
say.
trying to get booked on whatever, man. I'm happy to be around. I was just recently kind of a background role. Dan Carney and Jake Timothy. They got a sketch coming out. I think in
Nice.
the background of that. So
They've been chugging them out.
dude, they're really funny guys, and it was just a sort of like a great opportunity to just like be around some really funny people, man. And podcast every week, Franco's World. It's everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Your podcasts are. Really, the only thing I can say is like I really appreciate you guys letting me on here. Like I said, you guys know I can't lie, so it's like I like you guys a lot. You guys are sharp. You guys want to work hard and be really great at this. So let's all be great together.
Hell yeah.
The one thing I've learned in my travels is that gratitude reciprocates. So I'm very thankful to meet you guys, and I'm very happy to see what's next in store for us, man.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plug, you got what? You got Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah,
Your Twitter is
Franco's World
verified.
_ Franco's World _ and every time I tell a new person that I find at a show that's like, oh, you were funny, and I say, follow me on Instagram, I say Franco's World, and it's with a C. It's not a K. It's not like Franco. It's Franco, like the name.
Yeah.
Franco.
Franco.
You know?
Yeah, guys.
Franco's World _
His Twitter and his podcast are great because I love the style of it where it's just like very like you just literally fill us in your life, but you have such funny just fucking takes on everything. It's
Oh,
great.
thanks,
It's
man.
you're just it's like catching up with an old friend.
Oh no,
It's
that's
a
why
great
I
way.
like your all show, because y'all show it's like I'm the third friend, and now today I am the third friend, and
Yeah.
it's an honor. This is great. I really enjoyed doing this stuff, man. You guys are great. good stuff here, man.
Franklin
Keep
Miller.
turning it out, man.
Cheers.
Keep
Franklin
turning it
Miller.
out, man.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em, folks.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Folks, we're coming at you today with another great ad from Third Horn Investments, the first name in investing. Guys, they did it. They've conquered every fucking frontier now. Stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, commercial real estate, crypto, and now
Publishing.
what have they done?
Don't forget publishing.
Filmmaking. What have they done now, Joe? Tell them.
Big fucking news, folks. Everyone's doing it, but it doesn't mean they're as good. Third Horn Investments is proud to announce the official Third Horn Sportsbook.
Third Horn Sportsbook, the first name in gambling. Franco, you're a gambler.
It's my favorite sports book, and I'm on a lot of them. I'm on 9 sports books. This one is my favorite. It has the premier promo codes, has premier odds boost, and it honestly has a no-loss policy.
Now, this is interesting.
This is big, yeah.
This
very
is big. Third Horn Investments is the first sports book ever to introduce their patented no-loss policy. So what does that mean? Tell us, Joe.
Basically, folks, let's just say the Giants are playing on Sunday.
Franco's a Giants fan.
Yeah.
He's not really, but in this hypothetical.
Franco's like,
the
hey,
G-Men.
the G-Men are on today. I'm going to throw 50 on the game. And let's just say he put it on the G-Men, and they lose.
New York Football Giants.
Franklin still wins.
He still wins.
It's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win, no-loss policy.
Win-win situation.
Yeah.
I bet on a golfing match, right? And there's 18 players. I bet on one player. That player goes in last place. I still win. We're betting on horses. There's a bunch of horses. I bet on the horse that loses. I still win.
Yep.
How does this work, you might ask? Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Stop asking questions, you stupid fucks.
You might win big or you might win small, but either way, you're going to win. And this was all brought to you by Jim Bloom. Jim Bloom designed this policy like it's investing.
Mm-hmm.
In investments, you invest, you might win big and hit something good, or you might win small. But either way, as long as you're taking that money and you're investing it rather than saving it, it's going a good way.
Yeah.
And listen,
And
you
that's
know
the
this is
same
going to be
thing
good
here.
because not only is Jim Bloom a good investor, he's a good gambler. The guy loves to gamble.
Yeah.
It's one of his favorite pastimes, and that's why he introduced the no-loss policy.
Yep.
So you're going to go to thirdhorninvestments.com/ what is it now? The sports book is a different link.
So it was just sports crack. Like
/ sports crack, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to use code I can't lose, I'll never lose.
Yeah, and I think they're matching up your first deposit of up to like $10,000 into your account.
10K.
Yeah.
So
It's always a win-win-win. You gamble with Third Horn.
Oh.
and this is
that
a
was
a
sick.
tried and true customer. So
Yeah.
you're hearing it from the best.
Yeah, tell Jim Bloom the Crack Boys sent you. Awesome.